Remember, it only takes one ball to sprain an ankle. Working for me ain't easy, all right?
Keeping up with Nick Bollettieri isn't easy.
Pretty good kick serve. Miss Moore, how are you today?
At 80,
okay?
he has more energy than some a quarter of his age.
That's my man.
Athletes guzzle his insight like it was Gatorade.
I want you to get that right knee down here, hit, and take a recovery step.
Because in the world of tennis, Nick Bollettieri is a legend.
One thing I might suggest is to use her front leg a little bit more on the backhand. Timing is impeccable.
Now, Nick was never a serious tennis player himself. It all started in North Miami Beach out of need rather than desire. The year was 1956.
There were 2 tennis courts in a little park called Victory Park with a big stone wall right by the city hall, which still exists. And I started teaching tennis knowing nothing about it. I needed money to drive from North Miami Beach to Coral Gables to law school.
You were in law school, and all of a sudden you found yourself not in law school anymore.
I quit law school. I actually probably flunked out.
Nick's uncle worked for the city and got him the job.
I made $3 an hour, which was a lot of money. A year later, became quite popular. Get down, get down. Good boy. All right, let's see a couple of backhands.
Quite a contrast from the $900 an hour he commands 5 decades later.
I was always a dreamer. Did I think I would become big? Yes. Become this big, that's even beyond my dreams.
Nick began building his dream in 1978 when he founded the Nick Bollettieri Tennis Academy, or NBTA. It was started at Longboat Key's Colony Resort and was the first full-time tennis boarding school to combine on-court and academic training.
So we try to set a foundation that'll carry him through college, through life, as a parent, bus driver, doctor, whatever it may be.
NBTA became a springboard for cultivating the game's top tennis champions, including 10 number ones in the world.
Andre Agassi, Jim Courier, Monica Seles, Venus and Serena Williams, Boris Becker, Marcelo Rios, Martina Hingis, Maria Sharapova, Jelena Jankovic, Anna Kournikova, Tommy Haas, Max Mirny, and the list goes on.
In 1987, Nick joined forces with the conglomerate IMG and expanded the Tennis Academy into a multi-sports training facility known as IMG Academies. More than 20,000 athletes from 100 different countries come through this facility each year. 2% of the athletes who train here will become pro, but that does not discourage parents from spending several thousands of dollars on that dream.
Many of them come with unexpected expectations, but it's very, very important that a parent realizes that only 50 or 60 make a living in tennis. That's all.
1, 2, 3.
Here on this 400-plus acre campus, Nick's office is, for the most part, nothing more than a space on the sideline. He likes it that way. His day begins long before sunrise with a workout.
When I get up, I go on the rubber ball. I do 150 sit-ups. I stretch 5-pound weights. That's it.
Followed by lessons and rounds.
Very beautiful backhand.
Players never know when he might be watching.
So this is a spot that gives me the opportunity to look at many of the courts. This is a great place to be because I'm not on top of them, which is fantastic. So they actually don't see me and feel me, and they do things more naturally than me actually being on top of them.
His eye for spotting raw talent is still impeccable.
Okay, right now I'm looking at a young girl from Scotland. Her name is Allie. When she warmed up by the service line, she looked like a garbage collector, okay? As soon as she went back to the baseline, I'm very impressed. Big forehand. Uses her legs extremely well.
Not one for candy-coating criticism, Nick's outspoken approach has certainly drawn contempt, notably from one of the world's greatest tennis players and Nick's former student.
Agassi was not charitable in his autobiography. Did that hurt you at all?
I never read it. Never read one word. Remember, Andre Agassi today learned to give back to the game. So Andre Agassi did so much for tennis, and he's doing a lot for children today. So I remember Andre as my Andre, and we had 9 years of unbelievable times. And he taught me to be a better listener.
A better listener, but still strongly opinionated.
So if you don't get in the top 50 or 60, you ain't gonna make one penny. Not one penny.
His tough love style accepted, but not always understood by his fledglings.
And your mama ain't easy. And his mama ain't easy. But
After a day on the courts, Nick prefers his true passion.
look at that, baby!
80 years old? Seriously?
I have my lawyer looking into my birth certificate. Of course, I sincerely believe there's a serious mistake on it. You're as old as you feel.
How do you feel?
35, 40 years old. It's how you feel about life. That's sweet, baby.
Honestly, he is like the perpetual 5-year-old.
This coming from Nick's wife, Cindi, who is 33 years his junior.
It's like his whole universe is on this hyper speed, but you get sucked into it, and it's this amazing ride that you don't want to get off.
Cindi is Nick's 8th wife, and with that title comes some humor.
Not many people can say that, can they? Wife number 8. So it's a distinction that I was not planning on.
Cindi confesses to not knowing who Nick was when she met him through a friend.
Being from northern Vermont, where we have very few sports other than hockey and things, I go, who?
After chance encounters led to courtship, Nick proposed to Cindi 5 times. But it wasn't to play hard to get.
I knew that I really wanted a family of my own, and I didn't know if he did.
Especially with 5 grown children from previous marriages.
I have a 54-year-old son, 43-year-old daughter, 40-year-old daughter, 28-year-old daughter, 23-year-old daughter, and now a 7-year-old son and a 4-year-old son.
And a heck of a memory to remember all
Yes,
those.
sir. I don't know if I could even remember the names of the wives. I sort of forgot that.
He kind of sensed where my hesitation was coming from, and he said, I would love to be the father to your children.
Oh, try it again.
First, they adopted 7-year-old Giovanni.
Oh, Gigi, I thought that was going in.
Next, 4-year-old Giacomo, both boys from Ethiopia.
I had read that that was where the greatest need was.
Oh, okay.
Perhaps the reason Nick's energy level never wavers is because of the company he keeps.
All right. Basket for daddy. I believe that every day should be a new adventure. You should never utilize the word retire. You're going to change your occupation. If you actually retire, I believe that your mind loses the edge, and so does your body. If you're involved with youth, you begin to think that you're their same age.
Who says it ain't easy, Nick? You sure make it look that way.
Let's go.